Hello, everyone. Welcome to the All Van All Day podcast. I'm your host, Tom Van, and I'm joined again by Nick Barbieri.
Yes, indeed. In Texas, I might add.
Oh, right. Yeah, we're. If you guys are looking at this, it's a different studio.
Different environment.
Yes, let's go with that.
Yes, I somehow managed to get Tom to visit me in Texas, where it's 65 and a little bit rainy this weekend. But for February, I'd say we're doing pretty good.
Yeah, honestly, I was getting ready to just get away from the cold and the snow. Like, it was just so shitty out there. And
yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and then just coming here.
That's why I don't live there anymore.
Speaking of that, I don't know, dude. Like, just reconfirming, like, me being here, I feel like I might just move here. Spoiler. I don't know, I'm kidding.
I'd highly recommend it. I mean, listen, there's so many benefits of Texas, like no state income tax and the cost of living and all that. But just like the general, I don't want to say vibe, but just the general atmosphere out here.
Yeah.
Like it's so much more calm than like either side of the coast or the country.
Yeah, I feel like compared to like back home where everyone is just like in a rush or like there's just like that, I wouldn't say like depressing mood, but like just that atmosphere of that vibe.
It's like more of an edginess.
Edginess, yeah.
People in the Northeast especially have this like fuck you attitude, like just about you. And I don't think that, I mean, I'm not to say that there's not assholes down here. Like I've met a couple, but generally like people are just nicer. Like that Southern hospitality thing that we hear about, like it's real, man. Like
it
people
is.
Down here, they ask you about your day. Like we
were literally just ordering Chick-fil-A. And the guy,
they're nice.
They're
everywhere.
so nice, yeah. Or maybe Jack in the Box, you know, like everyone's
just in general. Like you go to the gas station, and the lady tells you have a nice day. It's just weird. It's different, you know. I don't want to like overstate it or anything. I've only been here 2 years, but it's something I've noticed. That's for sure.
And the nightlife out here, we went out on Saturday.
Yeah, so I took Tom to a part of Dallas called Uptown, and so I mean, like, there's different parts of different cities, right? So like Uptown's kind of, from what I've gathered, kind of like the younger, you know, a little bit more affluent, like prices are a little bit higher than say like out in the suburbs for maybe the same type of apartment. And then it's really like downtown situated, like lots of restaurants, like you said, lots of bars, nightlife. And then there's another part of downtown, like maybe a couple miles away, called Deep Ellum, which I think I took you to last time.
Yeah, I went there last time.
We went and took those pictures.
It was really cool.
So like,
yeah.
That's kind of, and then downtown there's some other spots, but it's kind of like pretty much those are the two areas that things are popping.
Yeah, in the apartment we were staying at, we visited like one of our other friends who lives here. Great apartment too, and I think that might be the building that we might move into. But it's just like centered in on like a location where like everything is around, like everything's so close by.
Yeah, I mean, I've never lived in a city, so that's kind of what made the decision for me. Like I always move to different places, right? But like, you know, it's a different flavor of the same soup. Like it's just North Attleboro in Washington. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And North Attleboro in Texas. And
yeah.
I'm trying to live in like a much different environment. And it's nice because I have a job that like it's not too far away. It's really easy. Like I can shoot right up the highway. And honestly, driving, that's another big perk of living out here. It's different. Like people out here just they don't cut you off. Like everyone's very cautious. I will say I've been avoiding going out at any point when there's snow, even a little bit of like a flurry. It's just
interesting.
People that don't drive in the snow very often are more dangerous than people who like from the Northeast where you just drive in the snow every winter, right? So
I can imagine like a grandma just like, oh, she sees like an inch of snow, she starts driving and she just.
No, it's everybody, bro. It's because like some people just don't get snow for 5 years, and you know they didn't drive last time. They don't remember, and they're just sliding all over the road. There's just so many more accidents out here, and plus there's probably less snow plows in the entire state than North Attleboro. I mean, it's
that's so true.
Doesn't
they
snow
go to Home Depot. They're like, so we're looking for this like contraption called a snowblower. Like, do you guys know what that is?
Yeah, I'd be shocked if they carried those things here.
Oh my god, that's funny. But how is the YouTube? You still working?
Yep, I'm still like same deal, working in the same space, working with Preston, and just kind of continuing continuing the YouTube side.
Yeah,
And
of course.
it's fun because like it's flexible. I can do cool stuff like talk to you and
Yeah.
hang out for the weekend, and it's it's taking me to Dallas, and so far I'm really liking it.
Yeah, I know we were talking a little bit earlier today about just YouTube like in general and like nowadays and how people are like coming up into it, right? Like, the younger kids like back then, because I know we talked about when you first came on, your like origin story, that's what I'm going to call it. We talked about like how you started into YouTube like back then, but I was going to ask like if you were a YouTuber like now, but like at that age, like, 13, 14, like how would you even like, what would you say like the big differences were?
Well, I think like first off, when I first started, I didn't take things nearly as seriously as I do now. So to say that like I've experienced this, right? This level at that young of an age is kind of like an overstatement of what I did, right? Like I came on so early on in the YouTube process. And I mean, I was 13 and I remember YouTube channels with 100,000 subscribers were like the top channels on the entire website. I mean, that
Wow.
was like
Yeah.
a thing, like 1 million was like someone will hit it someday, but no one has yet,
Yeah.
and I think if I remember right, it was Fred that hit a
Right,
million. And I
yeah.
remember I was actually like a pretty big fan of Fred at that point. Like this must have been like 2010 or 2009, maybe.
Yeah.
Even. It was just when I was just starting out. I didn't even really realize what it meant to be like a YouTuber. I just wanted to upload this certain type of video, right? And it kind of just drew me in more and more. But when I talk about this stuff, it's just because I was so focused. Like, being my friend from that time period,
Yep.
like I wasn't really into anything else.
No,
like, it was
yeah,
a
you were just
different
into
type
that,
of
yeah.
YouTube video from, age to age, but it was always something to do with YouTube. So I was always super fascinated with the other creators around that, I knew or I met, or just that I could like watch and observe, maybe learn something from. So I just have a really like vivid knowledge of a lot of, how things felt before and sort of like after. And when I say before and after, it's kind of like at a certain point, I don't know exactly when this happened, it really became like this cool thing to make YouTube videos. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it almost
because-
became like it came into the social, whatever you want to call it.
Like the culture of it, because I know back then, like around our age, it was like frowned upon. If you're like, YouTube videos, like why you make YouTube? Like it was
listen,
just frowned upon.
It
to
wasn't
do
getting me any dates. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm not saying that it wasn't like a cool thing to do to certain people. Like obviously you and like all the guys back home that, we grew up doing like trick shots and all that stuff
and just
we
playing
talked
video
about.
games. Yeah,
But I think today, like, perfect example, right? I go back to our middle school. We do that Heritage Day thing.
Yep.
And I go back and just basically talk to these kids, these like 6th to 8th graders, which is right when I started doing YouTube. And I just talked to them about it. I'm like, I have 1 million subscribers. Like I did this for so many years. Now I do this. And I just answer their questions because like a lot of the teachers don't really.
Oh yeah, they don't
like,
know.
They don't get it.
They don't get it. Yeah.
But the wild thing is, like, you ask, all these kids, and like 1 out of every 4 is going to tell you they want to be a YouTuber. Like in some places, it's even higher than that. So it's really strange to me that that's the case. Because at the time that I was in school and that age and doing YouTube, I think I was like one of the only people. I remember one other person, a grade below us that was doing YouTube like casually.
Yeah, yeah.
And
But it wasn't until like your level to be like, where you were just making it like, making the videos.
I'm
like,
not even talking about that. Like, I mean, he just wasn't like that. Like maybe he was into it for like a year.
Oh, okay.
You know
so,
what I
so
mean?
you're talking about like, I was consistently.
Yeah, like it just didn't. I don't know. Like it didn't. And obviously, like, look, you're a young kid. You're gonna have tons of different ideas of what you want to make and how you want to make it. And I'm not saying anyone needs to go out and like start a business when they're 12, but it's just like no one else was really even interested in making things online, right? Like a podcast or like a vlog or whatever you wanted to do, a cartoon animation. And now, like, you go back and you talk to those kids and like, the room is packed. Like I have all these kids that are just itching to talk to someone that knows about YouTube, and like they all know you can make money at it. That's the crazy thing. Like when I came up, I wasn't even like that impressed that I was a YouTuber.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, cool. I have these subscribers, whatever that means.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I make a little bit of money here and there, like great money for a 16-year-old, like way more money than a 16-year-old should make. But it, who cares?
So
You know,
now that
like,
brings up the question is, how do you feel about these kids, right? These younger kids that are making that much money at such a young age. Like, don't you think that's gonna, like, when they grow up, like, you know, and old, and obviously YouTube's not gonna be around forever, or social media, right? Like, do you think that really is like a detriment to like how they're gonna be, like, you know, once they're like an adult and fully realize like, hey, you're not gonna get what you want, or like, hey, your life doesn't really revolve around just social media?
well, there's so many, you never know, right? Because like I think it just comes down to if you're learning a discernible skill. Because again, like what I tell these kids and like what I really believe was the difference for me was the fact, not the videos I made. Like I made 3,000 videos on my channel and like I don't even upload to it now, right? And I've deleted 2,500 of them or privated. But the skills I picked up, like understanding the YouTube, you know, sort of paradigm of like what content works and how to twist certain content and push certain buttons and, you know, manipulate an audience to like maximize what they want to see, right? That side of it is, you know, just through years and years of just like, oh, I just edited a video every day. You know what I mean? Like that's all I was learning at that point for years. And then I started learning for Photoshop, and all those little pieces were like super critical for me being able to do what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think that's what I think kids can get out of it. You know, if they have a super big platform and you can benefit off of that.
So
great.
that's the pro side, but like, do you think there's a negative side?
Well, the con side is like, listen, you don't have to be, you know, super diligent to succeed on social media. You know what I mean? Like a lot of it is luck. So if you're super lucky and you're not really backing that up with like the habits that are going to carry you long term and like in 5 years improve your position, those are the people that once that luck runs out, like, yeah, I mean, it's a good question. What is going to happen to them? So
who knows? Yeah, they could either go down like this rabbit hole of just being, you know, consumed by social media, or they'll be able to, like you said before, expand from that, grow businesses and other things like that from your social media. You just got to take advantage of that, you know?
And I mean, I've been around YouTube long enough, like 10 years, like you said, to have seen this literally happen. Like there's waves of different YouTubers, you know, and every couple of years, certain people just fall off, and it's a variety of reasons. You could burn out. Sometimes they move on to a completely new business or a new avenue. I've seen creators actually go back to college, believe it or not, which is crazy, and kind of cut down on the uploads. But it happens for a variety of reasons. But I think it's like you have to get there first, and then most of the time getting there involves building those habits. And if you get lucky, you get lucky. I mean, I'm never going to hate on anybody for making money.
I'm not going to judge anybody. It's just, that's just interesting.
It's just what's going to benefit you long term. Because, you know, like I said, the stuff I did when I was 13, 14 definitely helped me out today. You know, just saving me so much time of learning the basics, right? That I think a lot of people have to do like right out of college.
That's very true. So here's another good example too, is the Antonio Brown, like Logan Paul type of thing. It's just crazy how much influence, right? I hate using the word influencer, but like just how much influence they have over like a certain thing, right? So like Logan Paul's like stature.
Well, we should give them context in case they haven't heard about either of these superstar people.
Yeah. So
even though I am wearing the AB jersey right
for
now,
the video, for all the video people out there, repping AB.
So for context, the AB Logan Paul saga, to my understanding, and I've only been briefly glancing at things, is that Logan challenged Antonio Brown to a boxing fight. Some amount of money, I guess Antonio Brown tweeted that it was like $9 million, $8 million check or something, which I think is a great check for a boxing fight, especially if you're an unemployed
NFL star.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you're not getting any money elsewhere, and seems to like spending that money. So, listen, either way, Antonio Brown, Logan Paul seems to be heading towards like a big boxing fight.
Yep.
But right now they're playing up the drama. So Logan Paul dropped the diss track last night. I'll admit it's a good song. It's
I
catchy.
like the chorus.
I don't know.
It's great marketing, isn't that like?
Antonio Brown technically, if he never plays in the NFL again, will retire a Patriot, right? So I gotta stay with my boy. Like I gotta back him up. I can't take Logan's side. Even if the song's really catchy.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take sides, but I think it's just fantastic how, like you just said, like a saga, right? So he has to build up the drama, get these videos out, and just like really build that tension between them two, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna fight at this XYZ place. It's gonna be on pay-per-view. Boom, just rate like racking the money there. I think it's just great marketing.
Yeah, well,
Smart.
I mean, it's the same people that did the boxing fights
Yeah.
for years and years. It's a tried and true model.
That's very true. So, yeah, dude, I don't know. You said you would pick Antonio Brown, right?
Yeah, listen, he could either retire as a Patriot or
Yeah.
come back and play for the Patriots if all this gets cleared up. And
True.
we'll
no,
see.
but I'm saying like an actual fight, like,
a fight.
bro.
That's different. I don't know. Logan's got a lot of
Antonio Brown could
height.
yeah, that's also true. I feel like he could bulk up.
He's a wide receiver. I don't know. Maybe he is a big boxer. Who knows?
Who knows?
I know Logan's been boxing for 2 years at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. And actually, speaking of the Patriots too, dude, this whole Tom Brady thing.
Yeah.
Got me stressing out.
Yeah, it's gonna be unfortunate if he does decide to call it quits on New England. But I don't know. Listen,
You'll always be a Tom Brady fan, right?
yeah. Oh, for sure. Always
Yeah.
a Tom Brady fan. And like, if he's gonna leave, now's the time to leave because he's got 3 more years if he plays till 45, which
Yeah,
I believe
quote unquote,
that he
yeah.
wants to do. So if you're gonna go to a new team, you don't go for 1 year, 2 years. I feel like 3 years is enough to like really, because then some of the guys you draft that first year with your input, like those guys will start to make an impact the second and third year. So you're going to be able to really, you need a wide receiver weapon. That team is going to give it to you. Like that's the only way I see it happening. But I also don't think a team is going to do that just to have Tom Brady. Like I just don't, I
don't
feel like
see
it's
that.
such a good fit in New England, but
If they want to give him the money, right? And I think Kraft said that if Belichick wants to move on from Tom Brady, he won't say no. Like
Yeah.
I think Belichick will.
I mean,
be
who
like,
knows how that's going to play out? I don't think it's a matter of Belichick wanting to do anything as far as I think it's up to Tom because he's going to be a free agent, right?
Yes, yeah, they're gonna let
you
him be a
have to
free agent.
test the market, so to speak, and if he finds a better deal, I will buy the jersey the first day he signs. I mean, that's just,
I might do the same.
It's not. Listen,
Bro,
he's going to retire eventually.
Yeah, he gave him 6 rings. Like, what more can he prove? He's
Yeah,
like,
6 rings in 20 seasons.
Yeah,
You'd be
yeah, let me-
crazy to hop off the bandwagon at this point just because he wants to spend the last 3 years chasing a ring, I assume, or chasing something, like whatever he wants to do.
maybe he'll pull like a Brett Favre. You know how he went to the Vikings, literally almost went to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah, but the equivalent there would be like the Dolphins, which I'm not sure about Brady in the division.
Because Brett Favre moved within the division.
Yeah.
He didn't even move out.
Yeah, it's like going to the Jets or Buffalo or something.
That sounds gross.
That different story.
Dude, imagine Tom Brady in a Jets uniform. I think he'd rather retire than be in a Jets uniform, but like,
I don't know.
Hey,
You never know. I think Darnold's their guy, but
yeah,
I don't know. There's lots of people say Oakland. I mean Vegas. 'Cause
Vegas.
technically
That could
that's where
be.
he'd
That could happen.
playing. They say San Diego's moving off of Rivers.
Oh,
so
right. So
a lot of options, but I don't know. I'll love him either way.
me too, dude. Hey,
Still the
Tom
GOAT.
Brady till we die.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Ride or die.
goat.
Yeah. Of
Very-
course. Of course.
Oh my god. Oh, dude. So my dad, right? He was pressing me about some things, right? So one of the things was he's like, "Oh, you're gonna go visit your friend Nick in Texas?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I am." And he's like, "Yeah, so what does Nick do again? And like, how does he make money?" And I'm like, "Dad, like it's YouTube." And like, dude, like you said before, like parents, teachers, like just older generation, they don't understand like YouTube or understand like how the whole money thing works. But again, Dad, if you're listening, we have an expert right here, like the good old man himself that will explain.
Well, so like, at the beginning of it, it's basically just you get paid by YouTube, right? So
Yeah.
the AdSense money goes into your account and it's, a tenth of a penny or some ridiculously small number per view. I remember trying to calculate it out and like see if I could click the ads fast enough, to like It quickly figured out that's not like, you just gotta do the work, right? But that's the beginning stages.
Yeah.
Fast forward to 2020, it's just like a job, man. You
Pretty
know what I
much,
mean?
right?
Like, it's just
Yeah.
like vacation days, healthcare, like that's the extent of it. You know, it's not like this crazy scheme where there's, you know, certain like, if you do this, it's great, but then some months you don't get paid. Like, no, it's just a regular job. Like
Yeah.
these creators now are building businesses, they're building companies, and they're basically media companies that are starting to create, you know, at sort of a rate that, like, when I was starting out and doing it in my bedroom, it just wasn't possible. Like, you couldn't make something that looked this professional
Yeah.
or this good, you know. You couldn't have a crew or have a giant space to do something, like do something crazy.
Yeah. So your example, right? So you just explained it from like, you know, the beginning, how it's like, you know, just you and yourself, but like now for you, where you are today, where like you're kind of working for like a company, right? So you were just saying like, oh, you get, you know, these benefits here, and it's like you're actually working for a company. Can you like elaborate that like a little bit more on
Yeah,
like, you
it's
know,
just like
the
any
big
other.
difference? Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just like a normal job, you know. Because I think when people think of YouTube, they just think about like, oh, it's a YouTuber. Like, I remember anywhere I go, even today, like it's a little bit more known as an entity today. But like, I remember, you know, like when you open up a bank account and you tell them your job and stuff, and you just say like YouTuber, it's like you kind of always get that inquisical look, and you always get those
Yeah.
questions. And so now it's just, you know, like I don't get those questions as much because I have like a job title, you know, and pay stubs, which is
Yep.
different because, you know, there's the difference between being an actual employee and being a contractor, and that's super boring. And I try not to pay too much attention to that. That's why you have
course.
good accountants, so you don't have to. But like,
Smart.
I think at the end of the day, YouTube now, it really depends on what you're trying to get out of it, right? If you're putting in 110% every single day to grow and be better at the platform, then, you know, you should expect and hold yourself to a higher standard of, you know, a greater income, right? But if you're just looking at this like this is just a hobby and something to supplement time, then I would say there's still room for that. But it's quickly becoming like a more and more looked at platform. There's more and more eyeballs on it. When it first started, it was like a website to upload clips of your family going to the zoo that you wanted to send to your grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what it was for. And now you have these basically production houses, for lack of a better term, like whatever this new content creation business is, companies pumping out content. Like look at like people like Good Mythical Morning, Rooster Teeth, like these major
Yeah. They
major
just post
people
their
in the
content.
space.
Yeah. On YouTube.
It's all for YouTube, and it's done to an incredibly high degree of quality, and just the thought and pre-production that goes into those things, like it just didn't exist 10 years ago on
Yeah.
YouTube. Like it just was different.
And it's awesome that I can like, you know, just post like this, like for example, you know, just this podcast on YouTube. Like
That's what I'm saying. Like
yeah.
anything can start at, you know, a kitchen table, right? It still has that quality about it. I think it's just, you know, the ceiling's much higher, and also sort of the barrier of entry. Like it's definitely, you know, listen, when the most subscribed channel has less than 1 million subs, just having 1,000 subs is a big deal, right?
Yeah,
like
very true.
Nowadays it's a little bit different of a story, but the bottom line still is the same. Like if you have a core audience,
Yeah.
and like
The fundamentals. If you have the
Yeah.
basic fundamentals down, it'll grow.
well, that's the thing too. Exactly. It's what you're getting out of it. If you don't have an audience, at least you have good habits, and eventually the audience will come, and it's a lot easier to keep that audience if you already have those habits.
Very true. And I think it takes 90 days for a habit to really stick. So if you do that thing for 90 days,
90 days, dude. I remember Miss Eck, our middle school teacher or middle school principal, she used to say 21 days. So she was skimping.
21 days.
That's
What
that
is she-
public school education for you. They were like,
Yep.
yeah, 20%. That's good enough.
Oh no, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 90 days. I think
I
that's what they
believe it.
said.
No, 21 days always seems short as
That's
fuck
so
to me.
short, dude. Like
Yeah.
that's 3 weeks. And I'm like,
I mean, then
kinda
again, they
wanna,
were
like,
just trying to make us use our planner. So like, it's not
yo,
exactly a
the
life
planners,
altering
though,
habit.
They were actually pretty fire. Not gonna lie, like the way it was designed. I don't know about you, but
The middle school planners, big fan of the aesthetics.
dude, remember the one the cover? Like you could scratch it. It was like one of those hardcover Scratch. You don't remember?
It was
Okay,
a
well,
dope planner. I mean,
no,
hey,
yeah.
I'm not trashing it, but
Okay.
that's just funny you remember that.
Yeah, because I don't know. I just remember scratching on it. It was just fun to do.
I wonder if today's planners, the 2020 edition, hold up, or if they
No,
got
it's
some
probably
new.
fucking trash.
Dude, they could have some new model, some new shit that you haven't even seen.
Imagine if they have like the one of those hologram. I'm just kidding. That's like
Dude.
that's way futuristic, but
I mean, also we like public school, bro. Public school.
oh, that's also true too.
They had like 10-year-old netbooks, so I don't think they're getting any super future. But maybe a new color or some shit. Could
That's
happen.
true. Yeah. I remember their computers were so old, but like you still. Do you remember this trick? On the computer, you could like turn the screen like upside down. Do you remember that? We used to like fuck around and just like
There was all sorts of
poor kid, poor lad on the other side, and we would just turn his screen upside down, and he wouldn't know what was going on.
Yep. I do. There's just the computer lab was always. I mean, listen, you couldn't get anything actually done besides type a Word document and go on the internet, but it was still fun. It was fun. More fun than sitting in a classroom.
That's true.
That's for sure. Because you could fuck around and turn your buddy's computer upside down, and sometimes he wouldn't know what to do. It was mad funny. People would get laughed at. I mean,
yeah. I wonder what kids do nowadays in computer labs.
Dude, honestly, probably check Twitter. I mean, they probably know VPNs. They probably know all that.
Dude, they probably knew everything.
They're probably super savvy. They probably would laugh at us just turning people's. They're like, dude, we literally uploaded a YouTube video. Like,
there's probably a kid commenting right now, like, oh man, look at these boomers just like turning screens upside down.
All right, Tom. I don't think either of us qualifies as a boomer per se.
That's okay. Yep, I will agree with that. Do not call us boomers because we are not boomers.
Not even close. Off by like 40 years.
40. Oh God, dude. So, well, what else has been going on with you? Because again, it's been, I would say, well, last time I visited you in Dallas was like a year ago, and I just been on that nomadic traveling thing. But for you, like, has there any been like special occasions this past year? Because again, we have that big like time gap. So
yeah, no, I mean, pretty much the same old. At least since I've seen you last for the the podcast.
Yeah, your car is still absolute shit.
Yeah, no, the car is very bad, actually.
Yep.
It's got so the car's got a few things. It's got, side panel needs some work, and then the key, doesn't always like to be a key per se.
Yeah, the key really just doesn't like people because when you try to stick it in the ignition, it just doesn't go.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like so finicky, and I don't want to like. It's so funny that every time you had trouble with it, I could just do it the first try. Like, it does give me trouble, but for some reason today,
it just gives
when
me.
I walk out,
it's
it
just
knows
discriminating.
I'm just gonna hammer at it for an hour until it works. So
yeah,
it just does it.
It just knows like, oh shit,
up.
Dude, Tom's coming in the car. Let's just fuck around with him.
Yeah,
and the car would just be.
This guy's just not even gonna. He's just not even gonna jiggle the steering wheel. He's not even gonna do anything. But I mean, you sat in there. God, you texted me like 10 minutes later. I felt bad. I was like,
yeah,
you're supposed to pick me up.
I know, it just didn't go. It was just stuck. I was like, damn, I did every other way, and I was like, okay, this car just really just doesn't like me today.
I mean, if you really were a good friend, you would have pushed the car down the street, picked me up in the car, push style.
Push style.
And then I fixed it.
That could have worked. Yeah. What car were you looking at? Because I know you were talking about getting a new one soon, though.
I don't know. I'm looking at cars here and there. I looked at different cars, like, I'd probably get a used car. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, because
at this point, man, anything would be an upgrade to.
I was gonna say, I feel like
junker.
Yeah, any sort of car that has maybe maybe it's not an ignition type of thing. Maybe a power start. Actually, no, that's too advanced. That's way too advanced. No, just a working door. How about that?
Working door.
Yeah,
working door would
Let's
be
go
nice.
with that. Let's
Anything,
baby steps.
Exactly. It's all about, and sometimes too, that makes me think about. What are those electric bikes? Is that possibly?
Oh boy, guys. So I recently I'm on this trip right now, so that's why you see this podcast in this setting. But I've been doing I've been wanting to try to get back into vlogging, right? Like just making videos for my trips, right? Like I regret just trying to make more videos.
Yeah, just like documenting it.
Yeah, so I hope you guys like see this before the vlog, but I was able to test out a Super 73 bike. For those that don't know, it's like an electric bike, I guess, made by this company. And it's just a bike that's it's electric bike, yeah. And I rode it, may have or may not have almost died. But
Almost.
Almost.
Well, clearly you're
I'm
alive.
I'm alive. So you guys will see in that video what happens. But spoiler, I'm gonna say spoiler now because if you just watch this before you watch that video, I literally crashed it. So but the bike's good though. The bike's still good. So
Was it though? Was it? Was it good?
maybe there was a ding. Who
Video
knows?
cuts pretty soon or pretty early in the process. I'm just saying you could have skidded, a lot further.
I could have. I definitely have battle wounds. That's all I can say as well. But yeah,
Comes
dude,
to the territory of riding the.
it does. But I might want to buy it though.
No, they're great.
Yeah.
They're great, and especially living downtown, you can pretty much drive them anywhere because they go 22.
Yeah,
And they have great
our
range.
friend Charlie literally whipped it to In-N-Out like 3 minutes,
Yeah.
and In-N-Out was like far.
Yep. Nope. Not bad at all. It's just, I mean, granted, you can't do any considerable commuting in Dallas with it.
Of course.
But if you're living in a city, I think it's the perfect solution. I mean, yeah. I can't really even say why I haven't bought one yet because even around here,
You could probably whip it around here.
I could go to the grocery store. I could go a lot of different places.
I'm actually down to split one.
Split a
Yeah.
Super 70. But then I might want the
Oh,
Super
you're
73
right.
when you're trying to scoot the Super 73.
Uh,
And let me tell you,
first
I
world
don't
problems.
ride bitch on bikes. So I think we may need to get 2. And then we'll have a 3-people crew. We can get little Letterman jackets. We can get little biker gang tattoos up and down our arms. And then we can commit lots of felonies.
What's that movie called? Wild Hogs.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't commit felonies though. Maybe a few.
I
Actually,
don't
no,
know. There
never
was
mind.
a lot of
Actually,
crazy
they actually did
driving.
some dope shit, but that was really bad in that movie.
Yeah, wasn't that PG?
No, I think that was. Wait, was it PG? I swear to God, I thought it was PG-13. But
Maybe.
no, that'd be sick to have a squad of Super 73.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There
was
was
sick.
in Austin, the boys had 4 of them, and it was great.
Oh my God,
Like, it's
dude,
just-
we would just cause havoc.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so much better than like the birds, and you're gonna pay $10 a time to use the bird anyway. It's like you
Yeah.
might as well have something dope
Something
that
dope like
turns
that,
heads,
yeah.
and it's yours, so you just take care of it.
You own it. Yeah,
It's no problem.
pretty much.
Yeah.
You just charge it. That's all you have to do.
Just electric.
Just electric.
It's like
yeah.
a Tesla, but a bike.
But bike form. So yeah, it's either that one or I might get a boosted board too. I've always liked boosted boards, because I've taught myself how to skate this past summer, so I know what's up.
I find them easier than I think most people would think, but I just something about it. Like I feel like I have more control on a bike. Like, unless someone hits me
because of the handles. Yeah.
Yeah, unless someone hits me, like I know I'm not gonna get really like that, fucked up. I mean, not to say that you don't know what you're doing, but like it was your first time on the bike.
My first time.
So
I'm
I feel like
I'm pretty sure your first time you kind of like ate shit too, right? Or
I've
like,
definitely ate shit on those
Yeah,
bikes.
okay,
Like I've
yeah.
ridden them multiple times, bro, eating shit. Like the thing about the bikes is you're not used to that much torque.
Yep.
Like your front wheel, normally on a bike, like the more you pedal, yeah, you're gonna pedal and you're putting pressure on the sort of steering bar anyway. The handlebar. I don't know why I just said steering.
Yeah. Why you
bar.
say? I was like, that's a
Not to
car.
clip that. But the point is like when you're going faster and it's from that back, it just pushes it so fast, and that's when like same thing, man. Like I think my thing, the other thing too is like it's a lot different handling than a regular bike. Like
It
when
is.
I ate shit, it was skirting. Like I tried, like those skids you used to do when you were a kid.
Yep.
Dude, it's way too heavy to do those. Like
Because the tire
the
itself
bike
is
itself
huge.
is just also like
Yeah.
very heavy. Yeah. Well, Charlie's model was like he has like the big thick tires.
Yep. Yeah.
And then there's a couple of different ones. Like there's one that's kind of like a low rider, that like a flat bench seat. So
Okay.
you could ride with 2 people.
Yeah.
Not me, but you could ride.
Yeah.
And like those are pretty cool. I don't know. I don't have like a style preference. I just think the concept of like a bike that you
Yep.
can go really fast. Like it's not like you're you got to pedal wicked hard or you're limited by that. Like you can go up hills, no problem.
Yeah, that's
so
the
anywhere
thing.
you want to go.
And I feel like the only downside is like if it's snowing, if it gets like really cold, you wouldn't want to ride it. So again, if I do move out here, I would have to get a car. But if I could, I would probably
It's a
still
9 month out of the year
Yeah,
bike for
that's
sure.
that's what I'm saying. I would just use the
9
super.
months, and probably by the time you work out all the sunny days in the winter, it's probably more like 10 or 11 months. There's probably only 30 or 40 days that are really
Yeah.
too cold.
Which is like brutal because like when I visited, even in like March, it wasn't even that bad.
Oh.
Like even this winter right now, not even that bad
Yeah,
compared
you
to
see
like
in February. I mean, this is about as bad as it's gotten.
because like once you get to March and April, you're good. Now everything's just like either rain. Yeah, rain. There you go. Rain could like be a factor as well, but
Yeah, here and there. I mean, also like you just got to be careful when it's raining too, because it's a lot slicker.
I would die. To be
Yeah,
honest, I'm gonna say I would die.
You take it slow. Take it slow. Maybe just a light drizzle for the beginning, and then see if you can survive a torrential downpour. That's the thing about down in Texas. Like when it rains, it pours.
Oh yeah,
down
I've
here.
seen it.
So you definitely wouldn't want to take too many chances getting caught in something like that. Because also, like, you're just gonna get soaked. Who wants to ride a bike in the rain?
Yeah, that's just
Doesn't sound fun.
Doesn't sound fun at all. But no, yeah, that's probably my choices would be like the Super 73 or the boosted. But oh man, what else? Oh, we also saw the XFL, like that started, right? That new league for the people that don't know what that is. It's what is it, like spring, kind of just spring football, right? Pretty much like it just happens during the spring.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much as I've seen about it anyway. Like I know Dallas has a team.
Yeah.
Watched it. Seems interesting, man.
It does.
Seems
Yeah.
interesting. It seems like I don't know. It seems like they really have a unique spin on football. You know what I mean? Like the kickoffs look different, the extra point and the field goal things all different.
It's all experimental. Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna work, but
Maybe the NFL could take a little notes. I don't
it's
know.
really short. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's what they did last time, so we'll see.
But no, I think it'll be exciting, and you see players that maybe were on the practice squad or something like that, or maybe like older players that aren't in the league anymore. Like, hey, let me just spin the XFL for a little bit. Let's just see how this shit goes.
Yeah,
So,
I think it's a lot of fringe players.
yeah,
Definitely a lot of fringe players. A lot of players that didn't make a team somewhere else.
that's you're right. Yeah, they just didn't make it to a team. They're like, okay, let's play for this team. Yeah, and they just like ball out, and they'd be like, all right, I still got it.
We'll see. I mean, I saw some big plays, but I didn't see any super standout players when I watched. But I mean, it's week 1. Like, there's going to be a game every Saturday, every Sunday.
It's cool how they mic'd up everyone, right? Like, I think you were telling me I think Pat McAfee was like one of like the commentators too. And
Yeah,
he
they
was
had like a sideline reporter interviewing players, interviewing coaches during the games, and it was definitely neat. Definitely a neat spin. Like you wouldn't see that on the
you wouldn't see the
NFL.
NFL. You wouldn't see the reporter going to the kicker who just like missed a field goal, and he's like,
Sometimes you see the coaches at halftime, but that's it. You
Yeah.
know, that's it.
but like the guys like interviewing him was like, hey, so like how'd you feel about that missed kick? Imagine getting asked that right after. Imagine if it was a game-winning one and you just missed it and you just lost the team game for
Yeah,
for
but
the
see,
team.
imagine if it was a game-winning one and you just hit it. See, that's going to be the best.
That would be the
interview.
best one.
You know what
yeah.
I mean? They'll get to him right away.
Yep.
Also, it's good TV. It's good TV if he
It
misses
is.
the field goal and then he talks about it. Maybe I feel bad for him. Maybe I'm gonna buy a jersey. Who knows?
That's true, and it just like ripples right there. So
Could happen.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how the XFL goes. But yeah. What? Okay. What else, dude? It's crap. It's already been like
Did we hit those
been-
notes we had?
it's been oh yeah. Where's my phone? Yeah, we had some notes that we wanted to talk about as well. Let's see. Oh, because since the last episode, this was before it even started, but the coronavirus, man, that's a big one right there that we could talk about.
Yeah. So what's going on with it? Tell me.
Yeah, so the coronavirus, for the people that maybe are still living under a rock somehow, I don't know how you would be living under a rock still, but coronavirus is just this virus that started in like Wuhan, China, and it's just like it's like the flu, I guess, like another strand of the flu, and it's just been killing people, and it's just been spreading all over China, maybe other Asian countries too, and then it's made its way here a little bit, like not too many cases in the U.S. and Canada, but it's like it's over here, but I don't know. I had to cancel my trip to Singapore and Taiwan, and that's why I'm actually here. Well, like if that trip was never
Now,
canceled.
was that like your choice to cancel, or was that
That was our friends and I choices to cancel because we
So they
didn't want to
start closing down travel yet?
No. They didn't ban people from Singapore and Taiwan, but they definitely banned people from China though. Like I could see that.
You can't try. Well, I mean, certain parts, I'm sure.
Certain
but not
parts,
even
yeah.
like to Beijing or anything like that.
Bro, why would you risk it though? Like why
Well,
would you?
someone would, but I don't know if they.
No, I feel like I bet probably Beijing. Well, it's so close though. I think Wuhan is like in the middle, so I think that's really close there. But because we canceled our trip, that's why I was like, okay, let me just send it on another trip, because I already took time off, and I was like, all right, let's make some dope content, bring the podcast on the road, and now we're here. So
Where are you heading to next?
next stop is in LA. So you guys will see me in a different state, but
A lot warmer.
a lot warmer. So
Sunnier, too.
Yeah, sunnier. We'll have another guest on here, hopefully, and you'll just see a different setting. But that is my next stop. But yeah, back to the coronavirus though. Dude, it's just wild that this is killing a lot of people. But then I know you were saying how the flu, like the regular flu, kills even way more people though, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I heard that. Just more people than the coronavirus even is infected.
Yeah. But I think what people are arguing is like this new strand is just alarmingly fast. Like it's just the amount of people it's like spread and infected. It's just at a faster rate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just so fast, and I hope this gets died down for the in the coming months, because I do want to visit Singapore and Taiwan like later this year. So
The question is too, like, I don't know. What do you do? Like, there's probably a vaccine or something that people make, right?
Well, like China, they built that hospital for those patients and that stuff in like 10 days, which is absurd to think about, that you build a hospital in that many days, and they're just trying to treat it as fast as they can, and hopefully they find a vaccine for it. But yeah, again, we'll see what happens. And this is also too for the people that also think that, when people are wearing the mask, right? Or they're just assuming that, I don't know if you saw this on Twitter at all either, but just like how people are associating like Asians with the virus, but like it's not just Asians. So like the amount of racism that people have gotten over this too, as well. Like it's it's pretty bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked up. I'm like, yo, because I'm Asian, like, dude, if I start coughing at the airport, I'm gonna get looks. Like I'll be like, they'll be looking at me like, yo, does this guy have the coronavirus? Because like, I don't know, people are just associating the virus with Asians, which is fucked up. Like that's like
Damn,
fucked up
I don't
to
need
think
a
about.
coronavirus, bro. If you cough on me in the airport, I'm telling you to fuck off.
No,
But
yeah, but like that's like
you could be any color person.
that's what I'm
honestly.
saying. Like you don't
That's-
have to be Asian, right? So like
That's wild. I never thought of it that
No,
way. But
yeah.
yeah,
But there are
it does
people
have,
like that, yeah.
Chinese correlation.
it does.
as far as,
I know it
the
originated in
virus's
China,
origin.
but like you can't just associate one race with the virus, right? Because
Also, like, that's just Well,
Straight
hey
out.
man, you can't think about the logic of a racist.
no, I
They're
can't. No.
inherently
There's no
flawed.
way I can't. Yeah, and that's the thing too. If I ever like witnessed that in like real life, I'm like, damn, dude, these people are just.
Yeah, it's only happened to me like twice down here. Actually, ever, to
Yeah.
be honest. Like, no, not ever. Definitely happened back home a little bit.
Yeah.
Seattle is very much like that shit does not fly at all. They're super liberal. So it wasn't really a thing out there. But like down here, I've had a few people say some like questionable things to me, and I just like that's usually just my cue. Most of the time, like for both people, actually, I can distinctly remember. They're just people that I talk to randomly. You know what I mean? Not like acquaintances that I have. And I already, through the conversation, gathered that these people weren't like the brightest individuals.
Oh, of
if
course.
that makes sense.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when they proceeded to, further just diarrhea from the mouth of their personal views, it didn't help their cause in my view. So that's usually when I just like excuse myself from the conversation.
Yeah, let me just head on out.
It's just it's not worth the trouble. Sometimes, I mean, some people have the patience to like talk to people like that and try and change their view.
No, I'm not.
I just want to get the fuck away from.
I don't want to change anyone's. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not like I don't want to change their view. I just want to just hear them back it up, right? Like, I love facts. Like, if you can back up what you're saying, I'll like, have a friendly debate with you. But if you're just gonna jam your, big agenda down my throat, then I'm good. To be honest.
No,
Yeah.
I'm all. I just. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like, I don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
That's true. And dude, I hope this virus does go away, and I can just keep resuming my travels, and hopefully people will get better, and we'll just see what happens. But
Do you think you'd still go to the same places, or would you just like?
yeah. So hopefully once it dies down, I want to visit still Singapore and Taiwan, and then hey, 2021, I want to try to go to Japan. So like hopefully that'll be a thing, because I know the Summer Olympics are coming up. So
It's a long flight too.
yeah, it is, dude. It's like 15 plus hours. I'll be bored as fuck, but I would probably just either read a lot of books, watch some Netflix, watch some movies, maybe do a little stretching as well.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, hey, it's almost been an hour, so yeah, dude, great great talking to you again, Nico. Like I love doing these type of episodes where a recurring like guest like comes back on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
First person to get on here 2 times.
2 times.
So
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
an accomplishment in itself. But no, dude, I love shooting the peeps with you.
Yeah.
And just
I feel like the more we do this, like just the more we'll have like more stories to tell and just like more experience we've been through. And yeah, dude.
sure.
And the things we can always look back on this too.
lucky number 13.
Oh, that's right. This is episode 13. Please just make sure you have a black cat that doesn't cross under the ladder. Don't step on the crack. Don't break a mirror. What's another one? Like pour salt over your left shoulder. I don't even
I
fucking
think that's
know.
the reverse bad luck.
Okay, never mind.
That's if you spill salt.
Oh shit.
Spilling
Okay.
salt's bad
Spilling
luck.
salt's bad. But yeah. Okay, guys. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Nick, if you want to plug where they can find you.
You guys can find me on the All Van All Day podcast every so often.
No. I mean your social media.
I don't really use that anymore. If they want to find me,
Okay,
I'm sure they'll put it
yeah.
somewhere.
Hey, his link will be in the description. But all right, you guys can find All Van All Day though on Instagram and Twitter at All Van All Day.
Instagram and Twitter.
Yeah, both the
Okay.
same.
Okay.
And then you guys can
And
also
where does
find.
the podcast go?
Oh, right. You guys can find the podcast on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes. Give us that 5-star rating because that helps us out and it helps us get
You
more
are a
discovered.
shameless plug, aren't you?
Hey, 2020, trying to be more shameless. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this episode and we'll see you guys next time.